What's up, guys? Welcome to a very blue edition of Under the Arch Sports. Don't worry, we planned it. I'm Eric.
I'm David.
And I'm Johnny.
And today we are going to take a look at the St. Louis Cardinals 2021 lineup. And we're going to compare lineups. We all put together a lineup, and we're going to tear each other's lineups to pieces, really. Before we get into it, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and find us on Facebook and Instagram. So, guys, like I said, we each put together our lineup as we would have it if it was up to us. So, Dave, why don't you go ahead and show us your lineup?
All right, so batting first, I have Edman. Second, I have Goldschmidt. Third, I have Arenado. Fourth, I have Carlson batting as cleanup. Fifth, I have O'Neill. Sixth, I have Paul DeJong. Seventh, I have Yachty. Eighth and ninth could be interchangeable between the pitcher and Bader. I tend to like the pitcher being eighth and Bader at ninth. One of the reasons I chose Goldschmidt and Arenado for my second and third hole is because I feel like they're the best batters on the team, and I want them to get to the plate as many times as possible. So I want to see them both in the first inning for sure. That's kind of how I'm feeling on that. And then I put Carlson in fourth because I feel like he's going to have a breakout year this year. And not only will he have the average, but I think he has the power to do a good job protecting Arenado.
I like where you had Goldie going second. I'm intrigued by that. So I got Edman going at the one spot, DeJong at the two spot, Goldie or Arenado at three spot, four spot, Arenado or Goldie, and the fifth spot O'Neill. I got Carlson at the sixth spot, seventh spot Yachty, Bader at the eighth spot, and then the ninth spot the pitcher. I'm excited because we got a super athletic squad. I think DeJong at the second spot. I'm looking for kind of a massive year. I almost want to predict all-star game, see him going back because you bat in front of Goldie and Arenado, you're going to see pitches. So I do not see him having the same year like he had last year.
Yeah, and as for my lineup, like you guys, I've got Tommy Edman leading off. I've got Dylan Carlson in that two spot, followed by Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt, cleanup. After that, Paul DeJong, Tyler O'Neill, got Yachty batting seventh, followed by Harrison Bader, and then the pitcher spot. Like you, that whoever's bats second is going to see a lot of pitches to hit just because Arenado and Goldschmidt probably going to end up batting 3 and 4 in some order. I got Arenado 3 because I think he's going to have a higher batting average than Goldschmidt, but I think we'll have a better idea of that as we get some spring training going on. And then I'm intrigued by Dave's idea of Bader batting ninth and the pitcher spot being in the eighth. Possible, depends on how Bader does. Now, guys, we've got a few things that we agree on. Dave, I think yours is the most intriguing one with Goldschmidt batting second.
Yeah, I don't see.
What are you thinking on that?
I don't necessarily see the Cardinals going that route, but I really like him in the two spot. And like I said, you want your two best hitters to hit as many times as possible. If you put them 3 and 4, you could have a 1-2-3 inning, and now you have either Goldschmidt or Arenado sitting on the bench to lead off your second inning. If you put him in the 2 spot and 3 spot, now you're looking at a chance to maybe score a run in the first inning and do some major damage and put up a crooked number to start the game out.
What do you think about putting DeJong at the leadoff spot and throwing Edman down low, down there at the bottom of the lineup?
Ooh, that's tough too. I kind of like DeJong in the leadoff spot, or not in the leadoff spot. I like Edman in the leadoff spot mainly because he has more speed than DeJong does.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
I think I like speed in my leadoff position, and I like the fact that Edman is a switch hitter. Carlson being a switch hitter, that's part of why I put him up at number 2.
I mean, ideally, I would want to put Bader up there, but he can't hit a slider, so.
I know.
Oh, yeah. Bader has to prove that he can lay off a slider low and away. before he can hit anywhere in the top 7.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I put him at 9 as like a
I
lead
love
off,
that.
kind of like a lead off before the lead off, if you will.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
It makes the
you know,
pitchers changes this whole strategy.
Yeah.
So I think we're all in agreement that what's probably going to happen, Arenado and Goldschmidt probably going to be 3 and 4. Do you guys think it's just going to come down to spring training?
Yep, absolutely.
It could be spring training. It could be numbers against pitchers, numbers at a certain ballpark even.
Yeah.
Say Goldie performs better at Wrigley than Arenado does or something like that. You could see them, I don't know, flip-flop throughout the whole year, honestly.
I just see, like, my thing on Carlson, I just have a hard time with last year. You know what I mean? Like, last year was completely different. It wasn't a normal season, but hopefully he kind of like breaks out because there's some normalcy to his thing, you know, because I just think it's a lot of pressure for a young kid coming into that high in a lineup too. But spring training.
Now, one thing with Dylan Carlson, you know, as I mentioned, I have him second in my lineup. I like switch hitters 1 and 2. That's really intriguing to me. But my lineup has one massive problem that can be fixed by having Carlson either clean up like you have him, David, or down at 6 like you have him, Johnny. Is everybody else is right-handed aside from Edman and Carlson.
Yeah.
Everybody else bats right-handed. So getting Carlson in the middle there, that's a good way to kind of break up that streak of right-handed batters, at least depending on what the pitcher is with him being a switch hitter.
And I know Carlson was up and down, but it seemed at the end of the year that he finally like figured it out and was starting to get his groove. That's why I feel like he's going to have a breakout year this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, I've got O'Neill batting 6th. You guys both have him batting 5th, which, you know, I don't have it, but I understand it because at the end of the season, similar to Carlson, Tyler O'Neill cut down on his strikeouts. He was a much more effective hitter towards the end of last season.
I'm telling you, I see a big year. And when I mean big year, I mean a decent year for a player of his caliber, because the guy can easily get a 2020 season with ease. He's a super fast dude, and he's got a lot of power. Go.
The one name that I want to talk about before we finish up here is one we don't see, and that's Matt Carpenter. I personally am worried that the front office might try to force him into the lineup either more often as a utility guy or outright as a starter over, I guess, Tommy Edman at second base. You guys worried about that at all?
The thought has crossed my mind, and the Cardinals have been known to keep throwing him out there, and I really hope it doesn't happen, but I could easily see him leading off every game, and it would drive me absolutely insane if that happens.
I remember that guy being really good at working pitchers, like one of the best in the league. Yep. He would just work a pitcher, and then all of a sudden, that bat just does not leave his shoulder. It's like it's so frustrating because you know what he's capable of, but the past 2-3 seasons he hasn't been doing that.
Well, and then he tried to be a pull hitter, power hitter, and now everybody shifts on him to the point where he can't even get a base hit because he doesn't know how to hit the other way.
Because I think a great hitting coach would fix that. Like a Mark McGwire, I'd say he would probably fix something like that.
I think it's a trend of baseball where everyone puts too much on the home run. And he got it in his head that he could be a power hitter. And since then, he pulls everything. And if he's not pulling it, he's rolling over it for easy ground outs.
Hence the bat being on his shoulder. Shoulder.
Or like you said, thinks in his mind he has his own perfectly, and then just watches everything go by, and he's getting called for everything now.
Yeah, and it makes no sense to me that this is even something that we would be able to talk about. Dude hasn't batted better than 272 in like 5 years.
he just rolled with it. Like he just it's like I'm maybe up salsa, just roll my way into a contract. Take you schnooks.
I tell you what,
You know
though,
what I mean?
if the DeWitts and John Mozeliak, if they feel like having 1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts in the leadoff spot, then go ahead.
Now,
Carpenter's your guy.
I don't know if they're gonna keep rolling them out there though, because they've dumped a couple of other bad contracts already this year by getting rid of some players. So I could easily see him being a bench platoon utility guy.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Here's
I think
hoping.
I think that'll happen. Yeah.
The other player I'm interested in seeing is Lane Thomas and how he does in spring training.
Yeah, if he can play average center field or average outfield really and bat 250, I think Harrison Bader's job's in trouble.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I think that's the eyes are going to be watching is that right there, what you just said. I mean, we got our corners figured out basically.
Well, and by trading,
you can't go into the spring training giving Bader that position when you have a prospect like Lane Thomas. So,
well, I feel like by trading Fowler, you're putting Bader on notice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Anyway, that's all we have for Under the Arch Sports this week. Thank you for watching. Again, please remember to check out our Facebook and Instagram pages. And until next time, have a good one.